Hello everyone, I'm Chester.
I'm Alan.
We are both studying resort and hotel management. This video will interview two different people who are not working in hospitality industry, which are Lok Train, who is doing catering, business and sales.
And Nick Chu, who is working in Telstra as a sales consultant. Our main focus in this video is to discover the understanding of hospitality by people who are outside this industry in today's environment through investigating the definition of hospitality, service, cultural, gender, policy, and authenticity.
Now, further talk, let's have a look at what are their opinions.
Well, what I'm thinking for hospitality is like food, hotel, travel, a lot of stuff. It's like an entertainment stuff to combine together.
The first things come up in my mind when it comes to the word hospitality is something to do with food, entertainment, and just relax, leisure.
Yes, the Australia government policy will change the hospitality industry, because I think if Australia government get more tourism, which means Australia business will get more hospitality, will get more business to help Australia, such as hotel, restaurant, and casinos, for etc. And let's say the immigration policy as well. So more multicultures can help Australia to learn more different other country stuff to improve Australia hospitality industry.
Probably for me, it's yes, in a way, because before people can smoke in the restaurant or they smoke in an area that within the restaurant area, but the smell's still there. So I'm a non-smoker, so I didn't feel comfortable and didn't like it. So I think because of the new policy, does create a more better environment in some way, but not all.
Personally, I don't mind any gender, because to become a good hospitality, it's nothing about gender. It's about your service and the food and personality as well.
For me, that both gender are good as long as there have been proper training for them, or they have a clear understanding of what they expect to do in their job. Even though majority of the people still think that in a restaurant, female will be more better in the front desk, in the service, friendly manner approach. But these days, very equal. So I think as long as they've been through a proper training, understanding from their manager what they're supposed to do, so understanding the service and the food that they provide to the customer, or whatever service they do, be the same.
As everyone knows, Australia got many different other people from other countries, so they've got all different cultural background, which means Australia hospitality needs to change to different style or the way to serve different different countries people. so they need to learn how to serve better. So it's a good way for Australia hospitality.
The immigrant here, migrate here, is actually create a multicultural for Australia, and I think it's the best things that ever happened here because you can come, for example, in Melbourne, you can have Chinese, you can have Italian, you can have like European, Middle Eastern food, Indian food, anything you want in one place. That's the beauty about being a multicultural country.
Well, personally, I will say when I go to other countries, I will look at their environments, to the backgrounds, to learn other countries' cultures. So, but sometimes, like let's say when I go to Hong Kong, I will just definitely to look at just buying stuff. So it's different. It's mainly if we go to, I personally would say I would go to other countries to learn their cultures, to look at what they've got and different between Australia.
To travel in another country was, of course, mainly I have to go back to my family homes in Asia, in Vietnam. Then most likely will be visiting my family. But also to experience the culture more, to experience the food there. Other countries I travel to, also to experience their culture, the food, the authentic way.
Okay, let's say if I go to a Japanese restaurant, first thing I will look at is the chef. So if the chef is a Japanese person, it's more confident for that. Second thing, it's about the wages or the people who work there, are they Japanese or not? And then the third is the people who eat there. So more Japanese people, which means the restaurants, it's more suitable for Japanese style. And then the beer or the alcohol, is it come from Japan or Japanese brand, I would be considered as well.
To be a restaurant to be authentic, I think has to be the food. Of course, you don't have that same experience. Like to say if you have pad thai in Thailand, because you're in Thailand, it's where originally. So if you wanna how authentic it is, you gotta go to a Thai restaurant here. The chef has to be trained from Thai with all the ingredients that will give the food being authentic. So you can't go to an Indian restaurant and ask for pad thai. They can do it, but even though the ingredient is the same, they probably haven't tasted the authentic, so they can't create that authentic experience for the client.
After the investigation, their answers, we discovered some similarities and differences in their opinions. In their views, they both think that hospitality is in relating to entertainment and food. They also think that gender doesn't affect when people work in the hospitality industry. What really matters is their skills. As for the travel, they all feel that exploring culture is their main interest.
And for the different opinions, when talked about the influence from government policies, they both agreed that policy can influence the hospitality industry. However, Nick's perspective is focusing on a more microscopic, which he was saying that government policy influence hospitality industries through developing tourism and the influence to hospitality industry by increasing multicultural visitors. Instead, Locke's perspective is more focused on policy on an individual level. As he mentioned, government laws about banning smoking indoors changed most of the hospitality environment. And when talked about the cultural impact on hospitality industry, Nick thinks the increase in multicultural customers it forces hospitality business to develop a better understanding of different cultures to guarantee customer satisfaction, as Locke thinks it shifted the hospitality industry to become more multicultural orientated, which provides more opportunities for people to enjoy services from different cultural backgrounds. Finally, when it comes to ideas of whether an exotic restaurant is authentic or not, Nick is more concerned about the tangible elements such as staff, customers, and the restaurant setup. On the other hand, Locke is more concerned about food qualities and skills and knowledge about the food they provide.
We found out that some of the thoughts are different from ours, like gender and colorism. At first, when we discussed gender surveys, we thought that females are better at surveys because they can have warm smile and good manners than males. But the perspective of our interviewers are different. They think that both genders are fine. The main point should be focused on how their skills. As for colonizing, we think because of the globalization, so when the culture comes to Australia, it will change. Maybe change a little, but however, it's not the same as before. But both of our interviewers think that multicultural is a good thing happening here, which is very different from our opinion. The reason why their perspective are different from us, we think that is because they didn't learn what we have learned. Therefore, their views are more idealistic and positive side. But we have studied hospitality, so we think more about what will impact hospitality industry, and we think that we will think more realistic.
Finally, in today's rapidly growing globalized environment, not like the old days when hospitality is just about simply providing basic survival needs such as food, water, and shelter, hospitality has been developed into food, beverage services, comfortable accommodations, and entertainment. Along with the developing of globalized economy, increased multicultural travelers, which shifted hospitality industry and market to be a more and more culture-orientated industry. This made government and business to make changes to maintain a better development in the hospitality industry, such as implementing policies and regulations. As we can see from the interview's results, as from a traveler's point of view, they are more interested in exploring different cultures. Therefore, it can cause issues like whether hospitality business should keep their own cultural aspects and authenticity, or to change their traditions to cater the needs of customers from multicultural backgrounds. Through investigating those two people's opinions, we found that it is important to understand the impact from government policy, as it has great influences in the hospitality industry, as well as the cultural and authenticity thinks customer needs and satisfaction are the keys for hospitality business's success.